Okay, coaches, the next evolution on our hitting program here, lower body rotation. So have the player adjust their plate or adopt their stance in the way that we have shown you in previous videos. Again, work with the child for what works for them. Get them comfortable. Hitting is about being comfortable and enjoying themselves. Once they've adopted their hitting position and you're confident and comfortable with how everything looks and how everything feels, we're going to get into our lower half movement. Our lower half and our hips move before our upper body does. So we're not incorporating a load and a stride yet. We're just working on the lower half. Still working off of a T, trying to work up the middle. So what I want to focus on doing is bringing my back hip to the pitcher, my back knee to my front knee, and transferring my energy from my toe up through my body and into my arms. I want to hit against a strong front side. I don't want to allow myself to push forward. If my weight is out here before I can swing, I've lost a lot of power. So how do we accomplish this? Again, slow and controlled, and a lot of repetitions for your hitters. But I'm just going to bring my back hip towards the pitcher while my back foot rotates and my knee comes forward. As you can see, I have accomplished my lower body rotation while keeping my hands back. Now we are in our final hitting position as we were in our first video. All we have left to do is to take our hands to the baseball, strike the ball. At this phase, we really want to get to a position where we get our hands going to the ball quickly and our bat plane coming down to meet the ball. Our bat needs to remain in the hitting zone for as long as possible. The longer our bat is in the hitting zone, the higher degree of success we're going to have for contact. So if I'm coming straight down on the ball, my hands, the barrel of my bat is only in the hitting zone for a minimal amount of time. Conversely, if I am dropping my hands and then coming up to the ball, my bat is only in the hitting zone for a minimal amount of time. It decreases my chances for overall success. So let's adopt our stance and let's do our lower body rotation. My back hip comes forward, my knee comes forward. I'm hitting against a strong, rigid front side, and my hands are staying back. I'm now moving my hands towards the baseball, getting my bat flattened out and through the hitting zone for as long as possible for barreled contact straight up the middle. Again, my arms at extension here are a little bit at contact, sorry. My arms at contact are a little bit bent. My top hand is palm up, my bottom hand is palm down. I extend through the ball, straightening everything, and then follow through. The rotation is wildly important. If I can't rotate my lower half, I am losing a ton of power and a ton of energy. We want to translate as much of that into the ball as possible. So the lower half movement is critical. We have to do it and do it aggressively. So once your kids get good at it, have them do a lower half movement only. And you just say lower half. And they're going to do that lower half for you. Pushing that energy into my front side. But just the lower half. Lower half. Upper half. Follow through. We'll talk about our load and our stride in this video as well. These are just subtle movements to start a little bit of kinetic energy, a little bit of movement. A load can be something as subtle as just a little lean back and a move back of the hands. This is all I generally like to teach. There are some very athletic kids out there who can get way back and then transfer a lot of energy into their swing. I'm perfectly fine with that. Work with your kids. Find out what they can and can't do. For me, I just like subtle. So for me, as the pitcher is basically showing me his rear end, I'm kind of doing the same thing. His legs up, mine's back. I'm just leaning back and moving my hands a little further away, a couple of inches. It's just subtle, just to get some movement going. And back. That's the load. Next comes the stride. The stride is for timing. It's to start that movement forward. But I don't want to lose my energy forward. Lean back, small stride. My weight is still back, but I'm starting to move forward. I'm starting to transfer that energy. Then I incorporate my lower half, then I incorporate my upper half, and I finish. We're now into a point of our swing where we can take each phase of it and incorporate it into a couple of different things. So, for instance, let's do our load, stride, lower half all together. Load, stride, lower half. I'm starting to blend. Upper half. Then we can start back already in our load. We can do stride, lower half, upper half. Stride, lower half, upper half. And you can work your way through a blending of a swing in that fashion. Those are just some of the key points that we're looking for. The next video, we're going to do a quick little tee demonstration with a couple of the kids, just to show you some of the drills that you can do with a tee while incorporating all of these mechanics. Swing blending is key. We don't want a choppy swing. We want a smooth, fluid, powerful swing. So practice each individual section, but then also practice putting them all together until we have one fluid swing. Thanks, coaches.